I'm just like, "Ugh," and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And he stopped me and he said, we don't need all of that. We don't need to know how you felt. We don't need to know how this was. We just need facts. Hey guys, welcome back to Is It Tuesday podcast. I am Cris Cavallari. I've said this a few times in multiple places, but I think I need to get a little bit clear on what I mean when I say this. I said before to study your opponent. A lot of us don't realize our opponent is ourself. It's our way of thinking. It's, the chaos that we're used to. It's easy for things to creep back in because we're so comfortable, right? This is our normalcy. So this is okay. I want you to know that while you're studying others, you're studying yourself, because what you see in others is really what you're seeing in yourself, right? It's that shadow side. It's just looking at anytime. And I never realized it until later on in my journey that I was like, what's irritating me about this is something that I need to look into, right? And it's helped me along the way. It's helped me tremendously when it's time to deal with certain situations. So this morning, I'm having a great morning. I'm very much so, like most of us, it's, the time be rolling and we have no control of the time, even if it's, not real. But the time is just, we don't know how much time we have. We're on borrowed time, this, that, and the third. So when I started to study my opponent, my opponent is my overthinking. Even just someone saying something to get me back into that old way of thinking, get me to respond in the old way that I typically would. So anyways, when you're on this path, right? And you're deciding to let go. You're deciding that tug of war could be won if I let go. And when you let go, you realize there's no more you could get that, what's that? The people that lift weights, that callus right here on your hands from holding on too tight. You can scuff up your knees. You holding on because now you holding on and you're getting drugged. Your mom used to be like, get off that carpet. You're going to get, now we all got that little black part on our knee. We're avoiding all of that, right? But it's going to be a time where you're lower. I'm not even going to say old self, because I am both light and dark. I am both petty and, up here. It's a balance, I'm yin and yang with myself, yin yang twins. I realized that no matter how much you decide to take the higher road, there's going to be someone that walks past and throws a pebble at your window or do some annoying shit to get you back in that lower frequency. And that's when all that training, all that studying of self, all that shadow work is going to kick in. And you're going to say, I know that you're saying this to get a reaction out of me. And baby, it was hard, y'all. It was a journey for me to start forfeiting the game. Because I said it a few times, but once I really started doing it, the first two times it was a little let me still say it with a little sauce on it. Let me still sprinkle a little something on the end. And now it's clearly it's clear as day that it's just very much so gray rocked, very much so no emotions behind it, very much so here's the answer to the question. We're not addressing insults that people may throw at you, and in this transaction that we sometimes we have no choice with dealing with, right? I had a lawyer. I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer that taught me a lot in a short amount of time. And he taught me a lot in a short amount of time because I was willing to be a student. I was willing to stop fighting completely, keep my hands clean, and let somebody else, a professional, someone else to do that work because I'm not doing that no more. And when I met with this lawyer, met with my lawyer, just like any other, mom, whatever, person, I was like, I'm gonna say mom. Fuck it. I'm gonna say mom because this is why I had the lawyer. I had the lawyer to help assist me with some personal things that I was going through. When I had got the lawyer, our first meeting, of course, I am crying. I am just wanting to tell my side of the story. I'm just like, ugh, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And he stopped me and he said, "We don't need all of that. We don't need to know how you felt. We don't need to know how this was. We just need facts. We don't need assumptions. We don't need he says, she said. We just need facts. When I ask you a question, I only need the answer. That's a yes or no, or that's stick to this. It's not go back 6 months ago. It's not to go back 3 years ago. It's not about what somebody did in this place. I just need an answer to this question." And I thought to myself, who are you talking? Like, what? Like, no, but I have to. And it was like, that was the first time. The second time we spoke, I was about to go off a rail and keep on going. He was like, I didn't ask. And I quickly retract, like, oh, okay, got it. That was some months ago. And over the months of us working together, the duration of our, interaction in that particular area that I needed him in, I just got better and better and better and better. And I just started thinking, I'm thinking like a lawyer. I'm thinking like a mediator. I am addressing situations I'm just here to, I'm not invested in being right. I'm not trying to prove me being right. Whatever it is that you think is whatever it is. All I'm here is for a solution. I'm not here to dissect the problems. I'm not here to talk about who did what, when, and why. Baby, I surrender. Surrendering for a person like me with an opinion. And I used to always have to have the last word as a child. I was the kid that always had to have the last word. Oh, you could pop me, but I'm going to say what I got to say. That ain't hurt. Even after a pop, that ain't hurt. You know those kids. Either you got them kids or your cousin. Somebody got a kid that say, that ain't hurt. And they possibly have some silver caps. I think I had some silver caps. So me learning this technique of gray rocking was a shock. An insult could be held my way and I'm not going to flinch. I'm not going to react because I know what the intentions of this insult carries. It carries, let me get her back in this emotional ring. Let me, to argue with someone means that, yes, I still got them. If you give in, right? I did not think it was possible for a person like me to actually release this control. I got to, it's just in me. And now the peace that I found staying on the light side of things, has possibly been the greatest reward on this journey. And it's crazy because you want to hear like, when they go low, we stay high. You know, you want to really be like, oh, that's true. When I say study the opponent, is to mean, hey, I get to study my emotions. I get to study how this thing, person, place, thing, whatever, is controlling the outcome of my day, the outcome of my week. Sometimes people will do things and it doesn't affect them because they're on a mission to get you in this emotional state of confusion, battle. Now your day's fucked up. A lot of y'all want to call off work. You want to cancel plans simply because someone said something to you and they just threw your whole day off. Taking back that power feels like the lottery. It feels like the greatest high to know that I am in control of my feelings. No one can get me to a place of combat. And sometimes you might have to lace up your boot. Sometimes you may have to go to war, but you have to understand what you're against, right? What's the real thing? And the real thing is always thyself. Like, it's never anybody else. It's not, nobody has that power over me. And it's crazy because I didn't think that it was that before. I thought it was like, no, because I'm not going to let anybody. No. No one being able to change my emotional balance. Me staying on this place right here, not raising my voice, not getting my heart beating all fast, not me sweating, not me looking for a meme to post. Like, me controlling myself is the victory. Me staying in position on the light side of things. Now, if I gotta sprinkle, it's a right way to do it's a right way to do things. Like, it's a right way to do them. Like, you have to disarm these things. And you have to also, understand how to put these things on. Like you walking your demons. Demons, we all got them. But when you think about it in the sense of, this is something that has controlled me. Now I'm going to control it. Now when I'm walking in the wilderness, my demons are on a leash and they right here. Because if someone else has this and I'm able to move however they want me to move, that means I have no control over myself. And I'm coming to work today and vacation long as shit. Like, why do these kids need to be on vacation for 2 weeks, ma'am? But it's cool. Vacation is long. But what I'm thinking is, because we know how to maneuver through life now, even if we're still adjusting, even if it's, you got to, things are cut a little bit shorter, or this is this, or you got to move things around, that's cool. But we know how to do it now. So as I'm dropping G off, coming to work, doing this, ripping and running, stop and get me a little Wawa little coffee or whatever, I have a plan on what today is, and then I get a message that tries. It's nothing but God to show me, okay, here's a test to see how you're gonna handle this. Are you going to let this? And that's what I've been noticing. I've noticed that now, when they come, it's just a test to test me to see if I'm taking what I've learned and applying it to now, because the shit's going to keep happening. And I know a lot of people are going to think like, oh, because when I heal, nothing's going to be able to touch me. I'm just going to be, this soft life. I'm not going to worry about, none of these things are going to be, they still going to try to reach you. They're going to try to reach you through social media. They're going to try to reach you through a friend that called you and you picked up the phone and she wanted to tell you something that you didn't see. They're going to reach you by ex. It's going to try to use anything to get to you. Anything. A song on anything. Anything they're going to use anything to get to you. So when it comes though, being able to identify that, hey, this is the same thing, just in a different form. How do I handle myself? How do I take the high road? How do I become the person that I say, like, I really am who I say I am? How do I stay in this position? How do I not let this get me off my square? And I swear, I think about all the times that I like, you ever get into an argument and you like, I wish I would have said this. And it's like a snappier, like wittier comeback, like something fast, quick with it. I don't think that we've ever realized we could be quick with it, but in a positive way. We could be quick with it where it fills our cup back up and we're not depleting ourselves because we're spilling out all of this emotional, especially our bodies are made up of mostly water. We are constantly draining ourselves playing tug of war. Your water spilling out, spilling out, spilling out. And I'm like, what if we respond like this? I'm starting to work with clients where I'm coaching them through things, and that is my delivery, honestly. Like, you could do that, but what if you do this? This is still firm. Being firm and being argumentative, two different things. You can be firm. You can be polite. You can change your delivery, and you could still be firm. Who the fuck would have ever thought? I would have never thought that I would be here today saying, nah, I don't want to be a Justin LeBoy meme, because even reposting those things and seeing things like that now, I'm like, even playing with that, you don't understand that that's the enemy trying to get you back into those feels. Like, let me heart and like all of these posts that are negative sometimes. Sometimes they funny. But sometimes they keep you back in they get you back in that cycle where if something hurts you. You can be liking a post about something that doesn't pertain to your current life from 7 years ago, 10 years ago. That means it's still in there. If you see something, I'm going to tell you. I know that we all think everything's just funny. Like, hey, I just liked it because it was funny. When I see something and it's triggering me or it's making me feel like I'm going backwards, I have to say to myself, that was 10 years ago. Well, this shouldn't even be on your radar. I know you want to repost it. I know you want to tag somebody, but why are you still going to a house that you moved out of? Like, you don't even live there anymore, but you still you're in this new place. You're in this new house. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to tell you about me. When I move, I know that there's some people that move like this. I'm going to just throw everything in these boxes. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to declutter. I'm going to do it when I get there. When I move to this new house, I'm going to bring all this stuff. I didn't clean out my cabinets to see what expired. I didn't go through my drawers to see what T-shirts and underwear need to be thrown out. I'm bringing mismatched socks with me here. We're not really like taking like we're not looking at like what is coming and what can't come. Right? When it's time for you to move to the next level, you got to look at that shit. What's not coming about me? What can't even fit? This doesn't go with this. This frequency does not go here. I cannot bring all of this baggage. I got packed light. Where I'm going, I want it to be, it's new. Some of y'all still sleeping in that X t-shirt. I ain't judging you. I'm just letting you know that those things hold on to energy, and you bringing that to a new space. You bringing that to a new relationship. You can't fully flourish because you're bringing all of these old things that no longer fit you. They don't fit where you're going. And you're like, yeah, but I wear this dress anytime. Baby, that dress got trauma attached to it. Your friend that y'all done dogged each other out, you still got all her stuff in your house? Throw it away. Donate it to the Salvation Army. But it should not be in your presence. I advise you right now, while we're getting all ready and we're going into a new cycle. If I carried the way I handle old things from 8-9 years ago to where I am today, something something ain't, it can't. You can't buy a king bed and put queen sheets on it. You can't buy a full and put like a mattress cover on it. Like everything must go. The mindset, the things that are in your house, you don't realize. As soon as I let go of that stuff, and I'm a person before, I would say that I held on to like old things, like, oh, I know I ain't gonna wear it. I know I pass this in my closet all the time, but I just can't let it go. Cause what if it comes back around? Like I might wanna. No. We have to decide in a final decision. We can't be on the fence about these things, whether it's physical things or mental things. If you're done with it, make a fire bowl, burn it up, let it go. Like we gotta decide on this. And when I thought about, it's crazy how I just feel like those two things go together because they do to me. When I look around at clutter, and I used to sweep, and I used to have piles of like, I would sweep in the kitchen, it would be a pile in there. I would sweep in the bathroom, it would be a pile in there. I would sweep over here, it would be a pile in here. And I would forget, and I would walk in and be like, oh shit, like I'm stepping in this pile of like dust. It is very important that once you move to a different level, you do a clean sweep. Everything's going out that front door. Not later. I'm not going to bag this stuff up and wait until it's all bagged up and drop it off. Each day there's a bag full, it's going out. It's going out. Because I'm telling you, the longer you have these little piles, but you're moving and you're taking them all with you, you're dumping all of that dirty water back into your clean cup. You're not giving yourself a fresh glass. You're like going around the house collecting all these bottles of water and you putting it all. No. Give it to the plant, do something, but you got to really be intentional. When you decide to move on up to the east side, all of those linty leggings, all of your ex t-shirts, because we love stealing somebody's hoodie. It's hoodie season, steal his hoodie. Bitch, burn that hoodie. Burn it. Throw it out. Y'all want to clean out your phone. Clean out those text messages. I'm going to tell you what my lawyer taught me. Man, I was carrying this phone. I had this phone for the longest time and had all old text messages from years. And even if I didn't go back to read those messages, I knew that they were there. I remember what they said. And I'm not saying by deleting them, erase them out of my mind. But what I'm going to tell you is it was still there. It still had power and control over me. When my lawyer said, he didn't need to see a message from 3 years ago to know that I was saying what I was saying was a fact. Actions. You need a paper trail of just the problem at hand. You don't need anything else. When I realized that he wasn't reading none of that shit, you ever see somebody post like receipts and you be like, girl, I'm not reading all of that shit. You on the shade room, spiritual world, whatever the other one too, and they posting receipts from somebody messy drama and they be so small and you be like, I'm not reading all of that. Why you still got that? Delete the receipts. Print what you need. Put it in a safe if you need it for certain purposes. But delete those old text messages threads. Delete that DM. Delete all of that shit, Peggy. Because where you about to go, you don't need no remnants. You don't need no remnants of the past. The past has passed. Because I'm telling you, it's going to come back around, but you are not going to be so emotionally invested in it because you've already let it go. You've already made a burn bowl. You done wrote it down, let it go, set it on fire, said a prayer over it, released it, and that's it. Released it with love, and that's it. Because no matter how much work you do, everybody else may not be doing the work. They're going to always try to sprinkle just to see. if you still on the same bullshit. The message I got today, man, I chuckled. Because my lawyer was saying, "We're Obama." And I'm looking at this white man like, but I understood what he was saying once he said it enough. I was like, okay. Obama's not ruffling feathers. He's pretty, you know, from what I know, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't be, you know. But what I see, what I remember is that you don't have to. Sometimes you gotta catch a dummy. You gotta be a dummy to catch a dummy, right? You gotta play one. You have to sometimes let people think they're winning. Letting people think that they are winning by not playing. If we are both playing tug of war right now, and I said it, and I love this now. If I let this go, I won. You're not about to burn my hands up, my knees up. You know, it's just a lot to. When you look at it, you have to think which one is more beneficial. Let me declutter this thing so this thing does not control me anymore. Let me let go of this thing so this thing does not distract me from what my purpose is, because that's what the enemy wants. It wants you to focus on what happened years ago, even if it's not your present life. You're holding on to something that happened so long ago that really, honestly, if we want to be truthful, if you compare where you are now to where you were then, completely different people. So we don't have to keep reliving it to understand the lesson in it. You do not have to torture yourself with overly reading an old message, or you know, some of y'all, like I said, wearing t-shirts and sweatshirts because it's just so cozy. Not understanding that still has some attachment to it. We bring in old problems into new spaces. I would listen to Erykah Badu, Pack Light, all the time, like for years. I sing the song in my house all the time. And it was something on the thing, like I was this years old when I realized what she was talking about. So y'all mean to tell me you thought she was talking about like regular bags? No, she was talking about that baggage. When they see you coming, niggas take off running from you. It's true. Oh, yes, they do. One day he gon' say, you crowding my space. So pack light. Some of y'all like, yeah, because when he tell me leave, I only got a little bit to grab. It could be that too. Or it could come from a place of, hey, I've done my work. When you come over here, I want your work to be done as well. So we can join lives together, and we just have this stuff, the good stuff. Handle that before you get here. Don't come into this new space with that old shit. Vice versa. Same thing I would say to, you know, and as I'm realizing the company that I want to keep, platonic and romantic, I'm like, let me do the work so I'm not bringing this baggage, that we're not trauma bonding, that we're not just, oh, that happened to you. Yeah, we may meet and cross paths with someone that has went through something similar, but have they done the work? Have they done the work to let these things go? I don't even know if any of us have had a healthy dating experience after this trauma. Like, you got to really realize it right now. I am carrying the weight of things that I ain't even giving nobody a chance because I know I seen, like, I know that you got. If somebody on bullshit, you should be able to peep game because you've sat alone and you got in touch with your own energy enough to know, like, hey, this is throwing me off. My body is not responding like in a good way. Like, this feeling is because it's a real feeling, not like I'm just terrified because of some shit they did, but I'm really sitting here and I'm thinking, you know what? The peace that I have alone this doesn't feel like the peace that I have when I'm alone. This feels like chaos. This feels like I've done a lot of work, and all the work that I've done cannot be compromised for a person. Like, you got to come with the same feelings that I'm giving myself. Reciprocity. I think I want to get that tattooed on me. Because I'm going to be honest, I think that I've always been a giver, but I've never really genuinely received reciprocity. But I also realize that's no one's fault but my own. I'm going to think about that. We're going to talk about reciprocity soon, because it's not a tit for tat thing like most are thinking. Like, oh, if you do this, I'm going to do this. And if you, no. I'm a giver. I need a giver. I'm a protector. I need a protector. I'm thoughtful. I need someone that's thoughtful. I need someone that hears me the first time. But that just tells me that in order for me to get those things, I have to make sure that I am also offering those things. And I think my hearing was a little fucked up. I think I was hard of hearing. Because it's not what they're saying, it's what you got to really sit. And sometimes with us ladies, we got to get what we got to say out so much that we're cutting somebody off. And if we're a little bit more silent, we can actually hear what they're saying, even when they're not saying it. I got that from the lawyer too. But not only did I get that from the lawyer, I had a conversation today with the bank, and I knew it was an older black lady. I could tell the first person I was talking to was a little, my sis. And she was, he was quick with it, but I could tell who I was on the phone with. And the second person I got was an older black lady. And every time I talked, she talked. And every time she talked, I talked. And every time one of us said, go ahead, the other one still interrupt. Like, it was like, okay, now I know. We are listening to respond when we're dating, when we're getting to know somebody. We are not listening to really hear. Whew. Look at me. I want to have another class because I got some shit I want to teach that should not be on here. Like, I really don't feel like, I could really, I don't think you could feel it like you could feel it if you was right here. Like, if you was right here. There's only some things that you're going to learn after you go through it. And we want to skip it. We want to skip around it. But when I say this thing about packing the shit up and letting stuff go, it seems like, oh no, girl, I just got a lot of stuff and I spent all my money on this and I'm not just getting rid of this, but it's just collecting dust. You're not wearing it. Matter of fact, you 3 sizes too big. So I'm not even being funny, but what are we keeping it for? To feel like we have more. To feel fulfilled. Like, oh, I got all this stuff. Whether it's furniture, clothes, jewelry, anything, whatever it is. Y'all got bundles in there that just tangled. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have things that we're not so physically. If you look around and you see that you might be not a hoarder, but slightly attached to things, you'll understand why. Like, if I could declutter all of these things, this physical stuff, I could start decluttering my mind. I could start saying, oh, I don't need that. I'm going to give that away. I'm going to donate it to make room for more. That's my new rule. Like, I can't buy this or do this unless I get rid of these things. These things got to go first. Same thing when you're waiting for your manifestations to come in. They're not coming in because you ain't making room for them. You're not making room for them. This year, we're making room for them. We are letting go freely. We're not holding on too tight to it. If and when it just, sometimes things just go and you're like, damn, what happened to such and such? I ain't talked to them, or what happened to this, or dang, where does it? Don't go searching for it now. Don't go searching for them. Hey, I ain't hear from you in a long time. That's because you're not supposed to. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean, oh, you ain't call me, I ain't call you. Maybe that's a part of the decluttering process. Maybe you're making room for these new blessings to come in. Maybe you're manifesting some new shit and this does not fit the equation. This is here and this is here. It can't go with you. I'm really enjoying learning these things about myself. Learning how to actually let go instead of just saying, I don't care. I do care. I want to feel it now, and then I want to release it. If you're trying to join me with releasing, stick around for more. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.